Well, hi, Gibson friends. It's another midweek, another Wednesday, and I wanted to check in to say not only hello, but to see what is the Spirit saying to you as you continue to read through the Gospel of John, as we do that together as a congregation. And I wanted to share with you what I've been noticing as I've been reading this week. Sometimes those impressions and what the Spirit says come in a specific verse, sometimes in a specific story. Sometimes it's in a trajectory, a theme that develops through a few stories. But what I've been noticing in my reading this week, we've started in John chapter 6. There's the feeding of the 5,000 and Jesus teaching that he is the bread of life. Jesus uses the object lesson or the attention grabber of multiplying bread and fish and feeding the 5,000, but all to make a point, all to express the truth that Jesus is the bread of life. It is he who satisfies fully and completely, even for the salvation of our souls. And so that's such a beautiful story and a picture. But as we get to the end of chapter 6, it says that because of what Jesus taught about eating his flesh, drinking his blood, he is the bread of life. Again, we can maybe understand it. On hearing this, many of his disciples said, "This is a hard teaching. Who can accept it?" And we see that some of the disciples, it says even many, desert Jesus at this point because they just can't accept this teaching. And then Jesus goes on in chapter 7 to the festival of tabernacles in the temple, and he teaches at the festival. And there again in Jerusalem, there's division over who Jesus is. And he also bumps up against the unbelief of the Jewish leaders there, the establishment, the religious establishment. And then there's dispute over Jesus' testimony and even who Jesus is as we continue on in chapter 8. It seems like Jesus says and does things, even miraculous, amazing things, and there can't help but be opposition. There are those who find him difficult to swallow, find it difficult to accept. And so we see conflict arise in the course of Jesus' ministry, and John is one who acknowledges that very frequently. He is not averse to putting in there stories and examples of conflict that confronted Jesus in his ministry and in his life. Now, what that says to me is, first of all, it helps me appreciate, again, who Jesus is and what Jesus says about himself, and that it's not always an easy message for people to accept. And related to that, then, as we go out with the gospel, we're preparing ourselves, and we desire to be that missional, gospel-oriented, gospel-centered community in Lake Town. And we can expect, too, that as we bring that message out of the gospel of Jesus Christ, that we may meet some opposition along the way, too. Not everyone is going to welcome this message with open arms. There will be times, perhaps, when conflict arises because of the message and because of what we are living and how we are living. Hopefully it's not because of somehow that we're living that is contrary to the gospel. Of course, we don't want to generate conflict because of that or out of our lives lived apart from the gospel of Jesus. But even when we live fully in sync with the gospel, there will be great rejoicing on the part of some. But there will be conflict, very likely, in our world. And so we need to be prepared for that. And it's for that we need to be resolute. We need to be committed to each other, to the unity of the body, and to the power of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Paul says, for the foolishness of the cross is the very power of God for the salvation of people. What the world considers foolish is the very power of God for the salvation of all who believe. And so we can expect, again, like Jesus, that there will be times when we will experience conflict too, when we live and speak the gospel message. But we will not be deterred, friends. We are committed to each other. We are committed to the gospel of Jesus Christ. To that end, also, I want to share with you that in the coming week, I mentioned last week already, but in the coming week, we have an opportunity to partner with the Felt Mansion. We've had conversation with Patty Meyer, the director of the Felt Mansion. And as most of you know, in the summertime, they have a concert series. This summer, it's going to be every Thursday evening in July, starting already next Thursday. Next Thursday is July 1. Can you believe that already? So it's the first concert of the summer at the Felt Mansion. And I've never been, but I've heard from those who have attended, they get huge turnouts. And so we thought, as a leadership team, what an amazing opportunity perhaps to introduce ourselves and to meet some of our neighbors in Lake Town at that concert. And so with conversations with Patty, we are welcome to set up a table, and we'll put a banner on it, and to have a bunch of cups of ice cream. We're going to give ice cream, little cups of ice cream, to any and all who would like some, as a simple act of hospitality in our community, in our neighborhood, so to speak. There are food trucks there. The food is available from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and we'll want to be set up by that time so that people can buy their food from the food trucks, but they can also pick up a free ice cream from us. But at the table, we'll also have another giveaway, perhaps a freebie that we want to hand out. We're working on the details on that. We'll have an information card that we can share about Gibson, about who we are and who we desire to be in the community. And I trust that all of that will be blessed as an initial missionally motivated hospitality move of partnering with the concert series at Felt Mansion. So I would like to invite any and all of you who would like to come out and join us Wednesday night. We'll be set up by 6 o'clock. A couple of you maybe can help us get things set up out there. And then from 6 to 7 will be likely the largest amount of traffic as people are getting their food. But during the music time too, after 7 o'clock, there might be people up and down, and maybe some people then getting some ice cream too. So we just simply want to be available. We want to be there with a smile. We want to be there with a friendly greeting. We want to be there with a warm embrace for any and all that may come. We're going to be sensitive to the Spirit's nudges. Who needs that extra word? Who needs that extra smile? Who needs the extra moment of conversation and care? We'll see. But again, we want to get to know our neighbors. We want to create a positive impression for the gospel of Jesus Christ just by being the people that we are in Christ, filled with the Spirit. So there probably will be a sign-up sheet in the back of church. Sunday morning I'll have an announcement about that. But be thinking and be clearing your calendar to come on out and join the festivities and the hospitality table that we're going to be setting up. Again, from 6 to 7 is the food serving time. We want to be set up for that. And then 7 and beyond is the music time. I understand from those that have been, some of my friends have been to this concert series. They have a great time out there. And I think, again, we will too. It's a great opportunity. I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. So join us if you can. Friends, I'm looking forward to Sunday. I'm looking forward to sharing the first message in the series, the ABCs of Hospitality. I think that the Spirit has some good words, some good things to share with us about what it means to be a missionally, gospel-oriented community of hospitality for our neighbor. So I look forward to seeing you on Sunday, and as always, look forward to that. I'll see you then. Until then, shalom.